Look at the clarity of this footage. Has a soldier got burn marks on his face? That's what it looks like to me. Anyway, I have to confess, the footage I present usually is centered around a specific theme or clip of footage that is interesting to me. That's been the 88 Flak, the Elephant Tank Destroyer, Panzerfaust, Kettenkrad. We'll continue like that. The opening clip was taken by an Italian film crew on the Swiss-Italian border in late 1944. It supposedly shows an anti-partisan operation. However, it's likely that the operation was against deserted soldiers trying to flee to neutral Switzerland. You've never seen that before. Today, we'll see footage from a collection produced by the German propaganda company in cooperation with Dutch collaborators reporting on the war in Russia. Next, we'll see some raw footage from an embedded war correspondent in Army Group Center as they quickly advanced during the first weeks of the war. Finally, I'll introduce the Flamethrower 41, Flammenwerfer 41, and we'll see 2 more clips of that close combat weapon in action, so stick around. It's worth it. This seems like the standard Deutsche Wochenschau opening, but it's actually from a collection called Soviet Russia Will Be Brought to Its Knees. The reels were produced in occupied Holland, covering the Russian campaign up through July of 1941. Much of the footage shown is from the Deutsche Wochenschau, however, there is some original footage added. The quality of the material is outstanding. The German advance on the southern sector of the front went quickly, and the Russians, ever more desperate, were forced by personal orders from Stalin to stand their ground at all costs. This led to massive loss of both men and material. You can see that the vehicles in this footage are marked with the letter K, which means that they are part of Panzer Group 1 under the command of Feldmarschall von Kleist. In the other videos, which cover the 20th and 29th Infantry Divisions, the vehicles were marked with the letter G for Guderian. At the end of this video, you have links to see those. To keep up the pace of the advance, the fast-moving recon units raced forwards with the armored elements trying to keep up as best as they could. With the enemy encircled, the infantry and the artillery wear down and eliminate the pockets of resistance. Here we see a Waffen SS unit firing on Soviet mechanized troops trying to break out. Many of the Soviets are killed, a few escape, but most surrender. The newsreels repetitively contrast the clean-cut German soldiers to the captured Soviets by emphasizing their supposedly uncultured and barbaric Asian characteristics. After the war, Stalin brutally executed all Soviets that had surrendered to the Germans, believing that they couldn't be trusted. This collection has a runtime of 1 hour and 52 minutes. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy it through a link at the bottom of the description. Let's hold that frame for a moment. Here we see a destroyed heavy Soviet KV-1 tank. Not only is it great footage of this impressive monstrosity, it's great that we are given specific information about who destroyed it, when that was done, and where it was done. Hell, we're even told that it was paid for by der Führer. The regiment General Göring was an elite unit that was attached to the 11th Panzer Division in Army Group South. Originally it had been founded to provide flak protection for Göring and Adolf Hitler. In July of 1942, it would grow to brigade size, and in October of the same year become a full Panzer Division. This is the aftermath of a battle. we see a close-up of a Soviet commissar who has been killed in close combat. These Waffen SS soldiers are gathering flowers for their fallen comrade. Here's the raw footage from the embedded war correspondent. It was taken around the time as the newsreel footage we just looked at. However, it had not yet been edited. This scene is of an urban area after German troops moved in. Men have placed bathtubs over fire pits and are cooking large quantities of soup. The random absurdity of this footage captures the chaotic situation. The unit moves on and takes part in another operation against another town. This time there is no evidence of resistance. However, once again the buildings can be clearly seen engulfed in flames. The repetitiveness of this, almost without exception, leans towards intentionality, a policy of occupation. And here is conclusive evidence, at least in this instance, that the Germans were responsible for the fires. The Flamethrower 41 was an improved version of the Flamethrower 35. The main difference was the 41 was much lighter, weighing only 18 kilograms or 40 pounds. The weapon was used mainly to clear bunkers and trenches, but as a secondary effect, the flamethrowers also tended to affect the enemy's morale. Like snipers, the soldiers wielding flamethrowers were considered high priority targets by the Soviet army. It used a hydrogen torch to ignite a tar and petrol mixture that was shot out of a handheld torch attached to a tank. The petrol and propellant were carried in separate tanks carried on the soldier's back. The Flamethrower 41 had a maximum range of 32 meters, that's 105 feet. Let's finish this off today with a final clip containing a flamethrower. This comes from a German newsreel from September 3rd of 1941. Thanks for watching.